Hey movers, welcome to your full body recovery stretch. Today we are going to be doing a stretch from a seated position on the floor as well on your hands and knees. You do not need any equipment or any special tools today, just your body, some space to move. And without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to be starting from a seated position. So join me on the floor, on a chair, whatever is most comfortable for your body. We're gonna start with our neck. So join me in bringing your chin as far back as you can towards your spine, okay? You wanna be thinking about making a big, juicy double chin right now. So holding there for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, relaxing if you need to, and then going back into it, pushing that chin backwards, making the big, sexy double chin move. This is really great at relieving tension in the neck, especially where your skull meets your spine. Awesome, and relax. We're going to be rotating our heads to one side, so bring your chin to chest, rotate your head to the right, ear to shoulder, holding here. Feeling the stretch along the side of your neck on the left side, and then rotating it to the other side, ear to shoulder on the left, release on the right side. Fantastic. Rotate from side to side, a fluid motion back and forth. Good. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Coming back to return the head to center position. Okay, now we're going on to our shoulders. So first thing we're gonna do is make shoulder circles backwards. So think about bringing the fullest rotation or range of motion that you can through this. So down all the way, forward all the way, up, and then back all the way. Beautiful. And then switching directions, which often can be a little bit more difficult in terms of how you move. It just feels like a stickier or tougher movement. That's okay. But trying to find, again, that range of motion or full range of motion as best you can. Awesome. Shake the shoulders out. We're gonna do something called shoulder flossing next. So you're gonna place your right hand on the floor, okay? Option to bring this hand on your knee, or you can place it on the other side but not extended, okay? What you're gonna do is you're gonna walk this hand, so the right hand, all the way out as far as you can until you start to feel some tension or stretching through your shoulder, through your nerves, okay? So you're reaching out as far as you can, kind of gently tapping your fingertips on the floor and bringing your head extending to the opposite side a little bit. You can play around with this, see what feels good for your body, okay? So extending to the side, then maybe bringing it back a little bit, relaxing, and then extending out again. Good. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Relax. Beautiful. We're going to do the same thing on the other side now. So walking our left fingertips out. Bring your head to the opposite shoulder. And exploring this movement and what feels good for your body. And it might not feel maybe necessarily good. Might feel just slightly painful or uncomfortable, and that is okay. If there's any really sharp acute pain, walk the hands back, reset and restart, or take a break from this movement. But it should feel just like a slight kind of, it's hard to describe the feeling. It's not pain, it's not discomfort, it's very much its own thing. And it's nerve-based. So it's a little bit different in terms of the feeling. Fantastic, and relax. Okay, moving on a little bit to lower body and our torso. We're gonna extend our right leg towards the side. Left foot is towards our inner thigh on the right. We are going to square up our shoulders and bring our shoulders down towards our knee, extending the hands to ankle or shin, whatever feels doable for you today. Feeling the stretch up the back of your leg. through your hamstrings. Good. And then we're gonna bring our left arm overhead. So this is where we're gonna get that stretch in our side body and back a little bit. So holding it overhead, feeling the stretch through your lats, through your side body, maybe a little bit into your back. And then we're gonna bring our armpit and elbow a little bit forward so that you might feel the stretch come into your back a little bit more. So you're almost reaching toward your toes right now, and your armpit is facing the floor. Coming back to that beginning position. Fantastic. We're gonna switch sides now. Left leg comes out. We square up our shoulders, come down towards our knee, reaching towards our shin, ankle, foot, whatever feels best for you. Holding here, feeling the stretch up the back of your leg. Fantastic. And then reaching your right arm overhead this time, perhaps looking up at the ceiling. Feeling that release happen. Letting go of any tension or clenching that you might be doing in your back or side. Really feeling into the stretch. And bringing the armpit and the elbow towards the floor, facing the floor, so that you feel the stretch extend into your back. Fantastic. Back into the original position and sitting up. All right, next we are bringing the soles of our feet together into our butterfly stance or sitting position. So holding onto your feet, sitting up as tall as you can, chest proud, feeling like there's a thread pulling you up from your tailbone all the way through your spine into your skull. Sitting up nice and tall, and then the knees come down towards the floor energetically. Beautiful. Holding here for a few more seconds. And then arching our back so that our forehead comes towards our feet, and you're feeling the stretch come into your inner thighs with a little more intensity. Beautiful, come out of that position. Okay, next we're moving into our tabletop position. So that is going to be on all fours, okay? So in our tabletop position, we have our shoulders over our wrists, our hips over our knees. We're gonna start with cat-cow circles, okay? So our normal cat-cow, right, is arching the back and then dropping our belly, shoulders back, hips open. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna turn that into a circular motion so that you're coming around, dropping the belly, and then arching the back through the top of the circle, right? So cat-cow is the top, you move your ribs to the side, drop to the bottom, and come back up. This movement's gonna look a little different for each person, and that is A-okay. If we feel like this looks weird or I'm doing it wrong, you probably aren't, you're just getting used to the movement. Now try and switch directions. Once you've got it down, see how that feels. This is kind of like lubricating our joints, right? We're getting a lot of movement into these joints. Fantastic. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Next, you're gonna tuck your toes under. We're gonna sit into a kneeling stance. Hands on the floor, extend one leg to the side, okay? From this position, you're gonna walk your hands about 6 to 8 inches in front of you. Sitting back to start, pressing your hips back, and then sending your hips all the way forward so much that you're extending your hip flexor and can squeeze your butt. Sit them back again, sending them forward. We're gonna do this one more time, sitting back, and then sending those hips all the way forward. Walking your hands back to closer to your knee/body. We're now going to rotate the leg that's extended. So bringing the toe towards the ceiling with control so that you're fully rotating your femur or your upper leg bone in the socket. And you're feeling a stretch all the way down your inner thigh. Let's do one more. Fantastic. Okay, this leg comes in, the opposite leg goes out. I'm finding the space here. Sending those hands out in front of you and starting with our hip rockers to begin. You can go at the pace that I'm going at. You can slow it down, or you can go a little quicker if that feels good for you. One more here. Fantastic. Walking the hands back. We're now rotating the foot on the side. Let me rotate myself so you can see my foot. There we go. So we're rotating the toe up to the sky and back down. And by doing so, we're rotating our full leg into an external rotation. Fantastic. Bring that foot back. Okay, next what we're gonna do is bring our hands toward the top of our mat, coming into a plank position, and then bringing our right knee forward towards our right wrist into a pigeon pose. Okay, so here you might need to walk your back knee a little bit further back to get that stretch in. An option to hang out here on your hands, chest tall, or come down onto your forearms, bringing your chest closer to your knee and the floor. We're gonna hold this stretch for about 30 seconds. Really sit into it and taking some deep breaths as you do it. Trying to release and relax this leg with every breath. Sinking a little bit deeper with every exhale. Good. Okay. Coming back onto your hands, pressing up and tucking the back toe under. We're sending the right leg back. And now the left leg is coming forward. Sitting back with your right knee. Option to come down onto your forearms if that feels most supportive for you. Again, breathing into this stretch, sinking a little bit deeper. And you might notice one leg or one side feels a lot tighter than the other, which is very normal, very common for these types of movements, for stretches, for our bodies to have discrepancies in general. Awesome. Coming onto your hands, sending the left leg back, and now we are coming onto our knees, bringing them nice and wide, toes together, and sitting back into our child's pose stretch. Reaching our arms energetically forward or sticking our hips back onto our heels. We're gonna hold here for a few seconds. Again, sinking into the stretch, enjoying the stretch. Good, and then bringing ourselves forward so that we're doing those rockers again, forward and back. So extending our hips forward as much as you can every single time, all the way so that your hip flexors our stretch through it. Beautiful. And then we're gonna extend all the way forward so that your knees or your thighs are on the floor. You're pressing up through your back, coming down to the floor and doing it one more time, pressing up, stretching through your front and your back. And again, last time. Beautiful. Bring your knees wide, sitting back into your child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths, grounding yourself in this pose. Good. Now you're going to walk your hands in child's pose towards the right, keeping your hands on the floor, but reaching up and over with your left arm so that you feel a stretch in the left side of your body. Fantastic. Walking your hands back to center and then over to the right. Same thing, reaching your arms up and over so you feel a stretch in the right side of your body, keeping the hands again on the floor the whole time. Fantastic. Walking your hands back to center, head comes to the floor. And let's take 3 deep grounding breaths here together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale slow through the mouth. Inhale again through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. And exhale slow through the mouth. Slowly, you're going to stack one vertebrae at a time until you come to a seated position, or a kneeling position, I should say. You might still have your eyes closed, taking a couple deep breaths, coming back into the space, opening your eyes. And that is it, my friends. Thank you for joining me for a full body recovery. I hope your body's feeling good. Come back to this whenever you feel like you need some body care. After a hard workout, on a rest day, you'll feel better. See you again soon.